In this video, we're going to subtract fractions with like denominators, and this is going to be very similar to adding fractions with like denominators because addition and subtraction, they are inverse operations, so we're going to have pretty much the same results. But let's look at an example. The day after Thanksgiving, there was 3/5 of a pumpkin pie remaining. Lara ate 1/5 of a pie for breakfast. And now here's our question, how much pie is left over? Okay, so these diagrams are set up in fifths. Let's shade. We started with 3/5, and we want to take away the 1/5 that Lara ate. We'll say she ate this piece. Okay. So if we have 3/5, we're taking away 1/5. We could think of this as corresponding to one piece here. Okay? So our result would be 2 pieces left over where each piece has the size 1/5. Okay? So this is a subtraction takeaway problem in general because you're starting with some amount, you're taking away some amount, 1/5 in this case, and this is what remains. So notice the denominator did not change, just like it didn't with addition. Symbolically, we'd write 3/5 minus 1/5. Okay, the pieces have size 1/5, so our denominator stays the same. We took the 3 and we subtracted 1. 3 copies minus 1 copy gives us 2 copies. Let's look at another example. Okay. So it says Billy ran 5/8 of a mile. Roberta ran 11/8 of a mile. And our question is, how much further did Roberta run? Okay. Now this is also a subtraction problem, but this one's a comparison problem. So we're not taking away Billy's miles from Roberta's miles. Okay, we are comparing how much more Roberta ran than Billy. Okay, so let's look at this on the number line and make sense of it. So Billy ran 5/8. The unit is broken into eighths. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the distance Billy traveled. I just want to highlight that right here. So he went this far. Now Roberta, she went 11/8. So let's count up to 11. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So Roberta ran this distance. Okay, so the difference between their distances, okay, so Roberta kept going after 5/8 when Billy stopped, and the difference is the distance between 5/8 and 11/8. So we want to find this distance right here. That distance is the difference between their two quantities. Okay, so we're going to count up from 5/8, see how far it is from 5/8 to 11/8. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 copies of 1/8 of a mile. Just want to put miles right here. It's always good to label your number lines. Okay, we can simplify that. 6 and 8 have a common factor of 2, so this is equivalent to 3/4. Okay. So now let's represent this with the algorithm. Okay, now notice with subtraction, when you have an application problem, the order matters. Our answer actually ends up being positive, but we still need, that's not always the case, which we'll see when we have signed fractions. So you need to make sure that you're setting these up correctly. Okay, so we want to find the difference between 5/8 and 11/8, and we're asked how much further did Roberta run. So we want to start with Roberta's amount, 11/8, and subtract off 5/8 to find the difference. Okay, so we're starting with the 11/8 and taking away the 5/8 to get the 6/8. Writing this in the other direction would give you a negative number, which is incorrect. Okay, so now subtract the numerators, 11 minus 5 over 8. Keep the denominator, and we have 6/8. And we saw that they have a common factor of 2's, so the 2's cancel to 1, and we have 3/4 of a mile. So Roberta ran 3/4 of a mile more than Billy.